Hey everyone, welcome back to Knowledge Hub. Today we're diving into one of the most pivotal and emotional chapters in South Asian history, the Partition of India and the creation of Pakistan in 1947. This wasn't just a political event but a turning point that reshaped millions of lives and continues to influence India and Pakistan's relationship even today. Let's unravel the story behind why and how this separation happened.
The story begins with the British colonial rule, which lasted almost 200 years. The British followed a divide and rule policy, often exploiting religious differences between Hindus and Muslims to maintain their control. While India's diverse communities coexisted for centuries, colonial policies gradually sowed seeds of mistrust.
During this time, two key organizations emerged: the Indian National Congress, mainly led by Hindus, and the All India Muslim League, formed in 1906 to represent Muslim interests. The League, under leaders like Muhammad Ali Jinnah, started advocating for the protection of Muslim identity in a predominantly Hindu society.
As Indian nationalism grew, differences between the Congress and the Muslim League deepened. By the 1940s, Jinnah and the Muslim League demanded a separate nation for Muslims, fearing that in a united India, Muslims would be politically and culturally marginalized.
This idea was called the Two-Nation Theory, which argued that Hindus and Muslims were two distinct nations with their own customs, religions, and traditions, and therefore needed separate homelands.
World War II accelerated the demand for independence. The British were weakened economically and politically, and the Indian freedom movement intensified with the Quit India movement in 1942.
Meanwhile, communal tensions between Hindus and Muslims were escalating, leading to riots and violent clashes across India. This period became a tipping point.
In 1947, Lord Louis Mountbatten, the last Viceroy of India, was tasked with transferring power. After negotiations failed to keep India united, the British decided to partition the country into two nations, India and Pakistan.
Pakistan would have two separate parts: West Pakistan, modern-day Pakistan, and East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, separated by about 1,600 kilometers of Indian territory.
Even decades later, the legacy of partition influences India and Pakistan's politics, culture, and international relations. The unresolved issues, like the Kashmir conflict, continue to create tensions.
But beyond the politics, it's important to remember the human stories of resilience, loss, and survival that define the partition for millions.